GPU side. I'm happy to see y'all. I am Raph, and this month I am joined with the amazing Jalen. How are you doing, Jalen?
I am doing fantastically. I'm so happy to be here. This is my first PS4 Open series. I've watched them all. I am more than thrilled to be casting with you all today. I've seen some of the European finals, and we're in for a treat, and I can't wait to get into this month's action.
Oh, it's going to be nothing short of incredible if we gauge about how amazing last month was, especially with the grand finals that we saw in the month of February, which was just amazing action between Mr. Rowanism and Jaju Kakujije, who, went at it in just an incredible set with the Hildas on deck, but Mr. Rowanism showing why he's the top dog in 2021.
Yeah, it was really exciting to get to see some of this Hilda mirror match and just the outplays on both sides. It really went down to the wire, and we're catching up with some of this last month replay now, where you can see some of that exciting action that we did get to watch. But Mr. Rowanism really pulling through on that one.
Oh yeah, he's been on a tear throughout the entire year so far, taking each tournament in a strong fashion. And again, they are here this month, so we'll see if they can make it, a three-peat. Mr. Rowanism can just keep up that momentum, but, players like Jaju going to be there to stop him.
Right, so speaking of previous champions, this past March, Cax 444 on an absolute tear, winning 3 of the 4 weeks. Diny Crippler did win week 3, but Cax really coming out on top this month. And then, of course, our February finalist was Mr. Rowanism.
Yep, and you see the bracket there. Top seed Cax, well deserved. But his opponent in that first match is the return of the king back to reclaim their throne. King Rasta, who was absent throughout this year so far, has come right back here in March. And then through the rest, we're going to see a run back of last month's grand finals as Mr. Rowanism and Jaju Kakujije are going to be going at it. And continuing on, Lolaire versus Dutchy, and then Retro Monkey Sage and Dining Clipper to round it out. So we have an amazing top 8 bracket there.
Yeah, I'm really actually excited to see this Mr. Rowanism Jaju run back, considering that it was a final and now it's just an upper level bracket match. Like, first thing, this is gonna be an explosive start to the series.
No, any of these matches could definitely be a grand finals. And, going for these prizes too, it makes sense. First place, $400, second place, $300, third place, $200, fourth place, $100. So there's a lot at stake, and just making top 4 means a lot and just gives them a little bit extra in their pocket.
Right, and if you want to go ahead and sign up for these events, go ahead and you can follow the link that is located at the bottom of the screen. Just go ahead, join the fight, compete.playstation.com, sign up. They happen every week, and they're a ton of fun. I was telling Raph earlier, I've signed up for these. I've played in them. They're really well run, and they're a blast. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Yeah, and if other games as well, between Mortal Kombat and Uniclear, there's a lot of weekly tournaments to get into and try to qualify for those finals. So if you want to be seen on the stream in a monthly finals, definitely try it out and do your best.
Yeah, I mean, with doing your best, you could end up here, you could be fighting for it, and in addition to those cash prizes, you also get really cool icons when you play, depending on how far you play through on the weekly tournaments.
Yeah, a lot of sweet deals there. Speaking of sweet, our first match of today, right, is going to be Cax and King Rasta. Last year I would say this is a grand finals already. It's like the tournament's already over. No, this is going to be our first match between these two titans, especially King Rasta, who I mentioned before is finally back here trying to reclaim the throne. And you see there that Yosuke Hyde is on deck.
There's going to be so much action all over the screen. We're going to be seeing parts of the stage we've never seen before with this kind of a team. King Rasta, as we mentioned, only played a little bit this past month, but with an 82% win rate in their 11 matches, coming in here pretty strong.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's funny too, because they just entered one weekly tournament, qualified for the monthly finals, and said, "I'm back. I'll see you at the end of March." So I'm just curious if anyone can stop them after that small break. And if anyone could do it, it's Cax with the Aegis Elizabeth. You know, Cax is our top seed because they just entered every week, grinding it out, getting those big wins every week to make it here, and I would love to see how well they can do.
Yeah, and look at the difference in the matches. So we highlighted that Rasta only had 11 matches they played. Cax has played 41 matches over the course of March, and with an impressive 35 wins, I think he's ready to go, and he's ready to take out the former king. But we'll see what the king has in store for him.
Oh no, yeah, that's gonna be just sick. You know, I'm excited to see if there's any surprises. Right, it's been a couple of months now that King Rasta hasn't been on the forefront. Any surprises that'll be, you know, popping up from them is gonna be really cool. But you know, Cax is just a treat to watch. So either way, how this match is gonna go, I'm excited because that's gonna set the pace for this entire, you know, EU monthly finals.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the winner of this match goes on to face what could be a run back from last month's finals. I mean, this is going to be nuts. And we've seen some Hyde Yosuke teams before. We know what that can bring. It's going to be a lot of mix-up potential and things like that. But with Elizabeth Aegis, oh man, I'm excited to see what this is going to be. And we're going to go ahead and get into that match now. So kicking off Europe's March finals for the PS4 Open Series is going to be Cax and King Rasta.
All right, so we are not deviating from what we expect. The Hyde Yosuke versus the Aegis Elizabeth. And the matchup is going to be really interesting because Aegis is a character that controls the air extremely well. She has really good grounded normals that shoot projectiles that reach that high, as well as a lot of high mobility. So Yosuke, being, you know, as strong as he is with his mobility, has to be careful because Aegis can cover that space. But once this team gets in, it can mix up very hard. So we're going to see how well Cax can get in, and just like that, the slide with the Hyde assist already making Cax bleed.
That was an incredibly explosive opener. Look at the damage that Elizabeth's already taken, and Rasta's just not letting Elizabeth get the chance to switch out. Oh, right there was a really nice active switch into the Aegis, and now it's Cax's turn in the corner with these really sick combos.
Yeah, they both have, you know, the set play on deck, right? You saw early King Rasta getting some good mix-ups, but now Cax with his corner pressure, Aegis overall having the ability to dash cancel all of her normals, be able to move in just like that. But now, unfortunately, bringing back the Elizabeth, she takes damage, she gets knocked out. Despite Cax bringing that back, the unfortunate switch out really cost them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been highlighted in cross-tag before, but there's always an advantage of having two characters, no matter how much health they have, because it's a two-character game. And King Rasta just really spending all this meter to get as much damage as they can on the Aegis. It was an impressive 10.2k, but now it's Cax's turn.
Yeah, taking advantage situations, gonna combo into the Resonance. I like seeing that. Building a little bit of bar, not gonna get enough to kill. But one more hit, anything will take down this Hyde. But nice switch out. King Rasta goes between the Yosuke.
Yeah, that was a really nice safe switch. The screen distance was enough that I think King Rasta felt really safe doing that. And Hyde has a significant amount of red health to regain here. Nice assist into the active switch. I think he feels really confident with this corner combo and knows that he can get the damage. Doesn't have enough meter to super and goes ahead and switches out Yosuke, but unfortunately it wasn't really safe. And depending on this, oh no, he's extra dead.
That was such a good call out. I love that. King Rasta tried to switch out of the Hyde, but paid the price. And there's the mix-up from Aegis. Cax bringing it back. Nice comeback to start it out.
Okay, that was really impressive work because that was honestly, that was all Aegis. Elizabeth barely got the chance to play in that, and it was a one character into two character team and pretty definitive decision making.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, if I look at the cast, I feel like Aegis is definitely contender for one of the best solo characters, just because she has a strong mix on her own. Again, talking about the Orgia gauge that's on the bottom there, being able to dash cancel those normals and create, you know, double or triple overheads, can crack people open, especially if they don't have any meter for push block. So it's just caught kind of King Rasta in that position, you know, made it so that had to take the mix, and Cax is bringing it back, going into game 2 now.
Right, and another thing, like, push blocking a persona doesn't push block the character, and that's another thing you have to really be aware of when you're playing against these persona characters.
Yeah, very tricky stuff. I mean, Aegis might not use persona as much as, like, Elizabeth will, but it's still something you gotta be wary of. Oh, EX Neutral skip comes through, but nice, the assist punishes it out. Now Cax with a small lead here.
Yeah, ooh, catches Hyde out of the pogo and is getting a nice happy birthday combo. This is actually pretty devastating early on in the match.
Oh, cancels right into super. It's going to take out Hyde. The air super doing so much damage, and now it's all down to Yosuke by himself with less than half life.
Yeah, I mean, Yosuke can do a lot of damage, and we already saw the strength of Cax's Aegis earlier, but that doesn't matter. You got supered. You're dead. That was such a fast match.
That's the speed of Cax, and you saw it there. The wake-up super was backed by the 6P from Elizabeth, basically making that super safe. Because the distance it reaches, the recovery's not too long, but having that giant beam behind it was just great. And, you know, it looked like, you know, King Rasta just kind of jumps into it. And because of that, you know, looks like up 2 is Cax, showing that they are the first seed for a reason. They won these last, 3 of the 4 weeks, and they are looking as crispy, if not crispier than ever.
Yeah, I mean, the first game, there were a couple of mistakes, but I felt like Cax put them in the mental bank, cashed out, figured out what they did, and did a phenomenal second game. So Cax already up 2 in this best of 5, so first to 3, and taking Yosuke for a ride in the library here.
Yep, take a look, it's in a book. Here's this mix-up, goes low, forces out the burst, and now nice punish on there. Cax running on full cylinders. Here comes the Aegis setup. Oh, going into Mind Charge? It's gonna give her all this meter. Jumps out of the setup into the command grab. It's gonna actually get rid of Elizabeth. Looks like Cax was a little greedy, a little tricky, but King Rasta was ready.
Yeah, I liked that King Rasta just neutral jumped that the command grab there, just so missed all the damage and then had advantage coming back down to the ground.
Yeah, big punish. And the thing about Mind Charge is it makes Elizabeth sacrifice her life. So that just really put Cax in a terrible position here. He still has the Aegis, and he saw it come back before, but King Rasta cashing out this damage and wasting resonance time.
Yeah, wasted a ton of resonance. It was about 4 seconds of that resonance meter, and now Cax doesn't have a lot of health. Does have 4 bars of meter, and we've seen them make the comeback before, but did they have the... Okay, this is a huge opportunity with that whiff DP.
That was a big chance that he took, but there you go. King Rasta saw that the switch in as he came in. Incoming was blocked and just pressed afterwards. So it worked out really, really well, catching Cax from trying to back up, and now King Rasta on the board.
Yeah, a lot of patience in that match from King Rasta, waiting for Cax to really just kind of slip up and make a mistake, and capitalized on those little mistakes. I feel like, from what I'm seeing, Cax wants to play very quickly and gets an advantage quickly and just maintains the momentum throughout. And when King Rasta slowed it down and took it at their own pace, it was a totally different match.
Yeah, big time. I mean, it's all about momentum, right? And if you can stop Cax's momentum, you have a good chance at that. And King Rasta's definitely going to be the kind of guy to do it. But that, again, this team of his, just high mobility, but amazing assist package that Hyde brings. That makes it very hard to approach, but nice anti-air. The 2B connects. Cax gets first blood.
Yeah, a lot of... Now, I was saying before that Cax was playing very quickly, but spent the whole first few seconds just blocking all of the incoming from Rasta. And now, with all of this... that was a really nice switch. I thought he was going to be able to take out Yosuke, but didn't.
Yeah, I was really lucky there. I mean, Yosuke tied for some of the lowest health in the game, so definitely can't take a lot of punishment. But
No, definitely not.
At least, yeah, this is a really good lead now for Cax. King Rasta with a lot of bars, though, so if he does get a significant hit, he can cash out a lot. But it's like, how do you approach, right? Yosuke assists aren't going to be that strong and neutral, especially compared to like Elizabeth assists. Hyde gets tagged.
Yeah, King Rasta is definitely at a life disadvantage here, and Cax even has a full health Elizabeth, who's been fantastic in the assist calls. Oh, God, that just hurts to look at. And now, just like that, King Rasta down to solo Hyde.
Oh, the 2B connects. Not enough to get the solo Hyde. Is getting some life back here. Oh, counters the projectile. Doesn't even want to get any chip. Really nice awareness from Cax, who just needs one hit to do this.
Yeah. Oh, there was a connection in the corner from the hide, but does manage to pick the combo back up and kills Elizabeth. So now solo against solo. Doesn't even give Cax the opportunity to resonance. Look at these pogos, so crisp.
Oh man, dropped the little EX Rekka there, but now it's down to just pixels each. Resonance is still on deck, it's gonna pop at Cax with a last chance here. Nice stage up. 2B connects, not a counter hit. One more hit. Look at that chip on block. That, it's doing it. It catches the backdash.
Cax was playing so carefully and then just made that's just the tiniest mistake. No, and he chipped out.
One bad backdash, getting hit by the Orbiter, and that was King Rasta needed that. Made a big reversal. We saw that first game, Cax did it with the solo Aegis. He saw solo hide, bringing it back. And that's the power of the ability that his special, where he just chips you out with his sword normals. The amount of life you lose from just blocking hide is actually incredible, and especially during resonance. But even there, you saw how that played a huge factor in that comeback.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels like just 2 minutes ago, Cax was up 2-0, and King Rasta making the reverse sweep here, showing why we highlighted him as the king of last year's PS4 Open Series.
Hail to the king, baby. Already to a big start in his reclamation of the throne. Aegis lost a lot of life, now she's going to be put in the Yosuke blender.
Yeah, and Rasta hasn't even taken a hit here, and oh my god, she lived?
With
outrageous.
Pixels, had the reversal, barely got out of there, but how can she pull Aegis out? Oh, caught with the hide assist, and now it's all down to solo Elizabeth, who's already getting tagged.
Yeah, this is incredible. King Rasta just taking over the pace of this game. The mix-ups that he's got, look at this nice cross-combo sandwich. Active switching between the characters frequently to, put Cax on the back foot. And Elizabeth is just jumping around trying to get something with this resonance that only has 2 seconds left on it.
Oh, at least found a reversal. That's a little something. It's only red life. Oh, nice reversal on the back of King Rasta, but tech into buttons. Cax finding a little bit of damage here, but it's going to need a lot to bring this back.
Look at Rasta just jumping in the corner, avoiding the persona. Jumps right in the middle. That could have been an opportunity, but didn't take it. Oh, man. The parry DP, and then the command grab DP. This is going crazy.
Oh, just going to beat out the super. You saw Cax try to get a little something, but King Rasta giving Cax a taste of his own medicine with reversal double super. And King Rasta reverse 3-0 to advance over Cax in our first set of the day. If I didn't know any better, that was grand finals. That was just insane.
I mean, you said before we got into this, when we were going over the bracket earlier, that, oh yeah, this will set the pace and it'll set the, the mood for the entire series. So every match is going to be a grand finals caliber now. That's what I'm getting the feeling of, especially since the next one we're seeing is a run back of last month's grand finals. But before we get into that, let's check out some of the highlights that we just got to see in that incredible reverse 3-0, or 3-2.
You see, Cax had such a great start, and on the back of a great comeback in the first game, makes a statement and just has the momentum going into everything. Their Aegis, the setups were looking really nice. Their defense, honestly, was pretty spot on. Obviously, in BB Tag, it's very hard to be consistent with defense, so you get caught with little things and you get under pressure. It's very difficult to get out, but I think it was all on the back of that. Game 3, where Cax got a little feisty and tried to go for that setup with Elizabeth, and then dropped it all on there, and then just King Rasta just never let go of the pedals.
No, definitely not. I mean, I feel like once King Rasta got their feet under them, it was just full pedal to the floor from there on out. I mean, and look at this. Look at the gameplay here. Just so careful, and the spacing was so careful, and the choice of moves was so calculated.
Oh, for sure. Great decision making there. And you kind of saw yourself, Cax was just taking these huge risks, trying to make something count to bring it back, but King Rasta just one step ahead the entire way through. So now they're sitting pretty in the second round of the upper bracket. and we will see who they face as our next match. To get to there, Mr. Rowanism and Jaju Kikuchi.
Yeah, just mentioned that this was last month's finals, so getting to see the run back here is going to be nothing short of fantastic. But then you have to think about both of those players are thinking about what they're going to face if they get into the next part of the bracket, because I know that they're probably watching and thinking and planning, and man, this is going to be exciting. So yeah, up next, Mr. Rowanism and Jaju. So let's check out some player profiles. Jaju from France, playing that Yuzuriha Hilda. That hurts my soul just looking at that team.
This guy loves to keep his full screen distance, but he also likes that great mix that can be set up. You know, Hilda, a staple of EU play, 81 matches. So Jaju just loves BB tag. You see Jaju all the time, month after month, just grinding the game out and doing really well. Made it to the grand finals constantly. Can never seal the deal, and I hope to see some success for them. But sticking to their guns, playing this team, and Hilda is just an amazing character with just a great assist package. Has like solid mobility for what she does, but just can be very frustrating to play against if your team doesn't have anything to go against her. But speaking of being able to go against her, Mr. Rowanism with the Seth Hilda, fight fire with fire.
Yeah, so as we had talked about earlier, this is a Hilda matchup, so we're going to get to mirror match, so we're going to get to see the two of them fight it out with those Hildas. Mr. Rowanism also has an impressive 72 matches that they've played with a very, very impressive 88% win rate. Looking pretty strong coming into this.
That's right. You have to watch out. That's why he's the last 2 months champ. He has just consistently done so well in the EU brackets and just been, stellar. Considering like last year, I say it like I said every month, not like the strongest showing. Can make it to the top 8, but can never seal the deal because King Rasta was around. But then Mr. Rowanism just something clicked, started exploding and doing amazing, and we're gonna see if they can keep that up. But I know if anyone wants to stop him, it's Jaju Kikuchi.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. And they're both, I like this, they're both starting with Hilda as the assist and letting the Yuzu and the Seth battle it out first. So Jaju getting the first significant hit here with the Yuzuriha. A very mixy character. You have to really be careful and follow where she is on screen, because if you're not careful, she's not where you think she is. Has an impressive range as well, and is playing that to their advantage by keeping Seth on the opposite side of the screen as much as possible.
Yeah, it can be very difficult though, because as soon as Seth gets some bar and has his 9-frame EX that dashes across the screen, backed up by Hilda's amazing assists, you already see now Jaju on the backfoot is taking a lot of damage here.
And now we're getting that Hilda matchup that I was really excited about and finally get to see it. It's a very differently paced matchup though. They were both playing much more patiently there. Jaju making the decision to go ahead and bring Yuzu back in, and that's working really well for them right now.
Yeah,
this is a crazy combo.
Super solid damage. That jump, see, just jumping over Hilda, right? There's a little bit of dead zones if you can call them out, and there's a lot of recovery on the Hilda normals if she isn't being careful. So you saw, like, Jaju took advantage of that. He's getting a lot of damage here, and it's unburstable. As long as he keeps up the solo damage, able to use Hilda to punish a bad burst, but now Mr. Rowanism fights it out.
Yeah, look at all of this damage from Hilda and just keeping Yuzu at a range where she couldn't really get in at all. And Jaju switches in their own Hilda, to keep Yuzu safe, but just taking a ton of damage here. Oh, that DP is just so much damage and covers an enormous amount of the screen.
Yeah, you saw that DP right to the EX overhead, the meteor coming down, have to watch out, but nice super, make it so Jaju can't burst. First character finally going down, hit Rampage time, as this match is starting to draw out.
Yeah, this is the first Rampage time we've seen, and very differently paced than the previous matches we saw. I mean, yeah, different players, but holy moly, 65 in-game seconds left. That was a pretty decently long match, and very close.
Oh yeah, super duper close, but nice for Mr. Rowanism. Once he got the momentum and down to the last character, Hilda by herself. She still has some stuff going on, but at the same time it's a little rough. So I just liked, breaking down and just keeping that pressure going. Very good at, very adept at forcing situations and turning it on. when the opportunity arises. And this is a team you don't want on you. Because like Jaju excels at that full range game and then setting up their own mix-up momentum, but defensively, team's a little weak.
Agreed. Yeah, the defensive options from Jaju's team are certainly a lot more limited than on Mr. Rowanism's. But the thing is, if Mr. Rowanism's team gets caught, you know, they're made of paper. They just kind of crumple.
Exactly. You know, Seth, like Yosuke earlier, tied for lowest health in the game, significant bleed. But, you know, getting a good hit on a character like Seth, not easy. What a mix-up in the CC, but Jaju, or Mr. Rowanism, tried to jump out with the jump C and get out of there. Oh,
what a catch.
Okay,
yeah,
there's the reversal's gonna get punished. It's gonna be mad damage, and this might be the end of Yuzu.
Do you think Rowanism baited that? Because it just felt kind of risky.
Yeah, I mean, Yuzu's reversal is not very fast. They kind of just blocked it out, took advantage of it, and she was gone. With like over half life, just erased. And that's just the strength of a non-versatile punish.
Yeah, Mr. Rowanism, I mean, he still has that 2-character advantage, and unfortunately Seth is caught, but did avoid the rest of that. Oh, what a block there. Thought Jaju was a little bit more trouble.
I like the active switch. That was kind of like a thing to maybe bait out the reversal. Jaju getting some damage here, fighting some stuff with the Hilda, trying to cash out. But the thing is, Jaju's out of meter. He's gonna have to either pop resonance to bulk some up, or rely on just like a non-metered combo.
Which is kind of scary when you're sitting in this situation. Mr. Rowanism is putting a lot of pressure on Jaju right now and just gets that overhead command grab to death.
That was so smart because of what happened there. Jaju hit resonance, and when you hit resonance, it focuses on the character popping it. The blue glow, it kind of zooms in on that. But before the resonance happened, he jumped into the air with Seth, started to do the unblockable dive. Active switched over to their Hilda. You couldn't see the Seth anymore because the screen was all on Jaju's character, and then Seth just comes down from the sky, snipes that Hilda, and now Mr. Rowanism up 2-0. Wow, that was such a smart play on the resonance.
Yeah, and that's the danger of Seth. I mean, especially in that resonance situation, which was such good awareness on Rowanism's part. But Seth has all of these off-screen setups, and if you forget something that he's put there, you're in serious trouble. However, Mr. Rowanism is in serious trouble if he hadn't gotten that Seth out of there when they did.
Yeah, we blinked just talking about that last match, and already Seth at basically at low health. But here comes Hilda from Mr. Rowanism. He's gonna try to tie up a little bit of the damage here, maybe make a setup. There's the sandwich. CC, but immediate burst.
Yeah, just takes that whole sandwich situation out of the equation. And now Jaju just really taking control with the Hilda, trying to get some good Yuzu assists, sitting at a significant health advantage here. Go ahead.
No, you get my bad.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, now Seth is out of the picture completely, and the low health Hilda, that's really punishable.
What a reversal! New to the gap, plays Hilda, so those are little spots. Caught Rowanism pressing a button where they shouldn't, knife reversal super, and immediately like that, in an even faster round than what Seth could do, Jaju is on the board.
Yeah, it's always, the situation when you're commentating, at least for me, it might be the same for you, when you see somebody up 2-0, you're like, God, I really hope the other player puts someone on the board, because you never want to see somebody go 3-0. And Jaju's not going to let that happen. Especially being a Hilda player, they know where the gaps in the strings are, where the gaps in the moves are, and Hilda has some really punishable things, and Jaju was just able to take advantage of that in that particular round.
Yeah, and getting that big damage on Seth, taking him out early, pays dividends. You get rid of like one of the strongest characters, and really just breaking the team down. Just solo Hilda is really nice, especially because Jaju's team has such a good full screen ability, and I think Yuzu is very strong against Hilda by herself. So, solo punish on the burst into a mix-up. Great awareness from Jaju. He's gonna go into full combo. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was so good of them to be aware of that situation and capitalize on it, but now, geez, just like that, Mr. Rowanism taking all the damage, but then it just goes back and forth. This is like a tennis match. You gotta really watch which side you're on.
Oh, good awareness using the auto combo to send it off. And again, here we are. It's just Solo Hilda versus Yuzu. So the thing about Yuzu, when she's in her stance right there, she will automatically dodge any projectiles. You throw projectiles at her, she just sidesteps it. So it's extremely hard to open her up with a character like Hilda, who's most of her normals and all of her specials are all projectiles.
Yeah, you know, gosh, this whole resonance for Ronism just didn't really get a chance to do anything. Now at least gets a little bit of a hit in, but doesn't have that bonus from the resonance. So, yeah, that was a smart crash to go ahead and put Yuzu in. Yuzu has a lot more health, but with two characters and a lot of meter on deck, this is a rough hill to climb for Ronism.
Well, this is a rough Hilda. So we're gonna see Mr. Rowan can bring this back. It's getting these hits, and that's another, has to burst it out. Oh, big whiff, and that was such a beautiful scene. Rowanism made it so like Jaju thought he could punish. He jumped the punish and got a punish to his own. Rowanism bringing us back, and he does.
Oh no!
Oh my God! Jaju with two characters with a lot of life. It doesn't matter. Mr. Rowanism takes the set 3-1.
Honestly, I was really surprised at the end of that because, you know, you see enough matches when you're down to one character, especially a character that, you know, isn't as known for their solo comeback potential. I mean, yeah, Hilda has some tools. Hilda has some really good tools. But just the way that Rowanism played so smart the entire time. Let's check out a couple of the replays from that ridiculous set.
That was incredible, yeah. Mr. Rowanism just going, you know, full on offense, trying to just, you know, squeeze out the life from Hilda Yuzu. Just because knowing if you get in that space, here comes that setup again where like Hyde just jumps in the sky, and it's like you can't see, you can't dodge, you can't see.
No, he was just gone.
But then
Look at this.
Yeah, I love that Jaju brought it back. That third game was just super clean on their part. Especially there too, that big punish, that was just super well played. And he brought that energy into game 4, but Mr. Rowanism with that clutch factor was so good.
And look at all of this, look at the way that Ronism is playing, the jumps for the overhead to take out the other Hilda, and just grabs Yuzu on incoming with another overhead. These jumps are coming in clutch for Rowanism and just takes it.
Big time. You saw right there, yeah, just catching, Jaju whiffing, and, you know, with that, you know, Jaju's already sent to the lower bracket where they have to face Cax. That's an insane match. And only one of those players can continue on here. Who will it be out of the two? I don't know, because they both are just ridiculous. And it's sad to have to see one of them go early, but that's just how it goes here at the PlayStation 4 Open Series. The level of play is just so high. The losers bracket is just going to be insanity. And my heart goes out to anyone who has to be down there.
Oh, I mean, like, looking at the bracket, I was just shaking my head the whole time because, you know, if you're Jaju and you're going up against Cax, and I mean, and the same is true in the reverse, what are you thinking? And that's your losers match? That's so rough.
But before we get to losers, we're still going on with all of our winners. So up next, Lolaire and Dutchy will be going at it here. So Lolaire, no stranger to the monthly finals, you know, consistently making it there, hasn't really cracked like a top 3 and made a big dent into it, but definitely a lot of fun to watch. And Dutchy as well. But let's take a look at Lolaire right here. You know, repping the 9 and Yang, and also repping Italy. So love watching that, and love seeing some Yang, because especially with a lot of Hildas running rampant, a character like Yang that can just burst through and has the ability to just bulldoze their way in is always fun.
Yeah, and I love thinking about the character synergy with 9 as well. As a 9 player myself, I always get really excited seeing one of those on screen and thinking about all of the mix-ups and just the sheer damage output that Lolaire can do. I'm excited for this. Comes in with a 61% win rate, playing 33 matches over the course of the month.
Yeah, super explosive player. So much fun to watch. I'm excited to see. But Dutchie, always fun too because it brings in the Weiss. You don't, how often do you see a Weiss? It's not very often. Not a bad character in the slightest, but just kind of uncommon because she was kind of okay at the start of BB Tag's life. So she didn't get to see a lot of play, but despite the buffs, you know, not a lot of people jumped on there. But still a lot of fun. More Elizabeth too. And, you know, a nice 65% win rate matching low layers. So it'd be a very even match from what it looks like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the interesting thing here is that both Nine and Elizabeth have some huge full screen options. Yang being kind of the odd one out with her aggressive, high damage output style, and you know, you can never ever count out Yang in Semblance. And hold up, we're talking about a whole different thing, and we're gonna see a Akatsuki and BlazTank instead, which still has full screen options and lots of punchy and kicky, but it's totally different.
Team Blitzkampf on the side over there, right? And the matching colors to boot. Okay, I'm about it. Lolerdo still rocking the Yang, and I love the pick of the Yuumi. Another really strong character. Yuumi, amazing normals, but gets tagged. Dutchie already starting out with the happy birthday, bringing in the cross combo. Boom, boom, here comes BlazTank.
Oh my gosh, and Tank, you know, for all of the silliness, is actually a really good character and can counter certain comps pretty well, and especially a Yang with his own armor to match.
Yeah, that's the thing you see. Most of BlazTank's normals have armor on that, and it's going to be tough for Yang to break through, but still finding the damage. Nice block on the jump C setup, and now it's down to Yuumi coming in. The super's going to connect. Oh, but luckily BlazTank makes it out with barely any scratches.
I love the call of the tank assist to catch Yuumi when she landed from that JC, because she gets down there way before Akatsuki could have punished her, and the tank just took a ton of her life.
And then it also punished the Yang. The active switch, the armor blew through the jump C, and now this pressure from full screen, the unblockable. It's gonna go for the big beam.
Oh, he's got two more bars. Oh!
Ooh.
Why does Akatsuki do so much damage? I will never know. But wow.
That was beautiful. That cross combo was amazing. So that's something you saw right there. The Quake, that jumping Quake move from BlazTank is fully unblockable if your opponent is grounded. So using the Akatsuki assists, right? The B Tatsu, the EX Tatsu assist, to just lock him down on the ground, and then boom, unblockable, take more damage. That was such a great setup. Everything looked good from Dutchie. I love seeing that synergy.
Yeah, this is a really fun team to watch. I mean, anytime you get to commentate a tank match, it's a treat. But I can see why they would put this into Lolare's team.
Yeah, I see that. You have the tank with that far range with the beams, and the armor to fight up against Yang. Oh, what? Yang is getting some hits in. Tank has tied up for the largest damage or life in the game. So him, you know, Wallstein, Tager, super healthy. But just look at that. Yang can't get anything started. Here comes Semblance into the burst. Okay, here comes Yuumi. And nice cross up.
Yeah, with Yuumi, she's definitely able to counter a lot of what Tank puts out there. And when you have all of the aerial rave and the damage, so good to punish with. And now Tank's out of the picture. Akatsuki can do this, for sure. But not if he's blocked.
Yeah, waiting for the stomp. Nice for Lolaire just to chill out. Lolaire to chill out there. Full punish is going to be a lot of damage and waste a lot of that resonance.
Yeah, so looking now, I like having Yang far away, shooting all of those bottle rockets, but Yuumi trying to take advantage. The thing with Yuumi is that she only has like a couple of routes to get in, so a lot of it, if you're familiar with Yumi's gameplay, isn't a surprise. However, catches Akatsuki with the fan, that's it.
All right, 1-1. Yeah, that 5B from Yuumi, very impressive normal. You know, easy to hit confirm off of, really good distance on there, pretty fast. That was nice way to tie it up, but taking advantage of kind of like what every BlazTank likes to do and just go for that counter. You know, you think of like, oh man, this is something that not super high risk reversal, but at the same time, you know, is counter hit afterwards, you cannot burst if you do it. So as strong as it can be to blow through attack, if just one wrong guess, like any other reversal, you know, still gotta be careful.
Right, and an interesting thing here is that Dutchy did take a little bit of time before coming back into that match to just think about things, life in general. But you do, you know, with this sort of situation, you know these players have other teams, so it's always interesting to see why they don't switch.
But again, having that first win, that first game win, probably enough to say I can do it with this squad. Just have to tighten up a little bit of things. Oh, but the counter didn't work out, and some damage coming off their side, but Dutchy still with a nice lead here.
Man, all of the C-Tatsus into the corner, goes straight into that Akatsuki super. Doesn't have enough damage, or doesn't have enough meter to do 2 supers, which could have been really devastating. But this is, phew.
That's great. Oh, the jump B! She has armor on that, so even her jump-ins can have armor. Just barreling through, but the Tatsu switches sides, brings in the Blitz tank, and there's the unblockable into beam.
Wow, that was so much damage, and just the, oh, that parry! That was gross. Really good awareness on the side of Dutchy right now with his Akatsuki play.
Another unblockable! Put in the guard string, and on the block, oh my gosh, I love seeing that. Did the guard string with tank, called that C-Tatsu into the Quake, and Dutchy with just great setups into that. It's just incredible how nice the synergy is between these two that come from the same game, and how well it lets Blitz Tank pull off these crazy unblockable setups.
Yeah, I've seen Blitz Tank paired with other characters, but this, you know, like, the original synergy is just so good, and the way that Dutchy's playing right now is so smart. That parry was great. It caught both characters, and it does a lot of damage, and put him in a very advantageous position.
Yeah, that was just super smart, and that's like what's so nice about it, right? You have a character that can just circumvent full screen pressure and like full screen assists, because that counter would just stop anything from projectiles to normals, and
Get ready.
it's just smart. It's really smart there from Dutchy, who's just looking good here, and forced to switch out on Lolaire, who's bringing in the Adachi.
Now this team goes on a tear in the Americas. The Yumi Adachi, just, you know, with Adachi Zeos, you can set up some really, really gross things that you can't even see because of the way that the pixels are on screen. So let's see how this goes for Lolare. Unfortunately, not particularly well with this incredible happy birthday from Dutchy.
It's going to be big damage here to start it off, as Dutchy now has all the screen to work with, but gets punished, and here comes Lolaire trying to bring it back from Lolare. I was giving off mixed signals here.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh. Use the meter to get the EX aerial rave to go all the way to the corner here, and now Blitz Tank's going to go down as the cross slash from Lolare is going to put down one character, and that's all down to solo Akatsuki.
Oh man, Lolare was ready for that and is just putting a world of hurt onto Dutchy. Still has that resonance. If they get a chance, they can activate it right there. Phew! But what's the incoming mix? Good job blocking all of that, because that can be a really scary situation.
And now, bringing out the Yuzu instead. Oh, the B-Tatsu looks like got hit at the end of it. Lolare just wanted to end this with all this bar here. Double super should do it, but doesn't get the full combo.
Yeah, oh man! What a great switch from Lolare. Just got, you know, really the advantage they needed. I mean, maybe it was the character switch forcing Dutchy to have to make adjustments, you know, mentally. I always think it's really impressive, because not only does the person playing the new team have to adjust to the buttons and the setups, but the person you're playing against now has to come up against a different team synergy, a different energy, a different pacing. And I don't know if maybe Dutchy wasn't prepared for that, or it just caught off guard by the aggressiveness that Lolare suddenly brought to the table.
Yeah, you saw all those little things worked out super well. And we're going to see a switch on their own. Dutchy answering back with their own Adachi Yosuke. So now we're going to have a Yosuke on the floor backed by BZO and like Adachi's amazing assist package. So here we go, and we even starting Yumi on Lolar's side. So I like that, not one to start Adachi against, not one to start him in the mirror.
Yeah, I was gonna say Yumi has a lot of nice starting options against the Adachi, but we really didn't get to see that there. Yosuke coming in pretty. Wow, Adachi is really not afraid to switch their characters out, like on a dime.
Yeah, that was like point blank too. Didn't get punished. Here comes the BZO. Look at all the damage that Lolar has taken already because of just on the back of Adachi Zio assist, plus Yosuke's just natural mix-up.
Yeah, this is a totally different game than even the first one. Just the way that Adachi is taking advantage of the Zios, and then with those V-slashes from Yosuke. And again, though, Adachi's blocking has been pretty outstanding. Nice parry from Yumi, though, to get all of this corner damage.
That was crazy. Called out the, Yosuke hit the EX parry, right? Go all the way to the corner here, does big damage. That might have brought Lolar back into this. Super whiffs, no punish on it though. Does it again? Doesn't work out, but the reversal does. What the heck is going on?
I don't know. These guys are playing wild right now. Just DPs in the middle of nowhere, reversals. We got parries. What do you want?
The tag out getting punished by the Yumi 5B. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be a lot of damage. It's Super's gonna cash out. Adachi's, craziness is starting to catch up to him. What's gonna happen here? The cross-up jump C, what?
Oh, that JC is gross because it hits twice.
Fine C, Lolar does it. Solo Yumi. He answered the high pace with his own to take it all. Oh my gosh.
Face me again.
That was really impressive. What a fun match to get to watch. I always really enjoy matches where character switch is an option because you know that that's always a card that somebody can play. Be like, you switch, I switch. Okay, I switch again. Just making things really exciting. But let's see how these started out with this team. So here, we still had the tank Akatsuki, which caught me really by surprise. But Adachi's showing why it was a team that was gonna work well for them. Look at that cross finish, just getting all of this unblockable corner damage, but Lolar was showing that they really knew how to deal with it after they saw it just a couple of times.
Yeah, like just answering back. And it's funny too, because it wasn't after the first round ended that we saw some switches. It was just like, okay, Lolar starting to get a little bit of momentum. I'm gonna switch it up on them after the fact, after a while, and mess around. But it's just the way this matchup shifted from the get-go. I just love to see how the teams swapped out, the game plans changed. Oh, Blitz Tank. Oh.
Yeah, so that was when Lolar decided, Adachi's up to, let me go ahead and see what this team switch does, and paid dividends. Just the pressure that they were able to bring, taking out the Blitz Tank extremely early in that particular match, and then very healthy when they took out Akatsuki.
And then just a solo Yumi, that cross up there, and then you see Yosuke in the corner here, and then just 5C user coming through. Nice stuff there from Lolar, who's going to continue on in the upper bracket. And we see an update there in the lower bracket. What do we got?
Cax took it 3-0 over Jaju. I'm not surprised, but very impressed.
I feel for Jaju. Had such a good, opportunity here. Had the run back potential against Mr. Rowanism. Couldn't find it there. And then Cax just going over them to continue on. But, hopefully next month Jaju keeps bringing it back. But that's just the stress and how hard it is to compete in the PS4 Open Series and getting to the monthly finals because everyone's a shark. Everyone can just run over anybody, and you never know how it's going to go.
Right. I mean, we've gotten to see some amazing matches so far, and just the caliber of gameplay here in the EU region it's blown me away, and it has not ceased to impress. So speaking of the caliber of EU gameplay, we're getting Retro Monkey Sage versus Diny Crippler up next. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, I think Retro Monkey Sage hasn't made a lot of these top 8 monthly finals. So a little bit of a unique player that I get to watch that I'm excited to see. You know, picture-wise, you never believe the pictures. But, you know, we got protagonists on deck, the Narukami and the Naoto K, and repping the UK. So that's always nice to see players repping that island. And, decent, win rate. Only played, looks like 1 week into it, but made the cut and is, running through the competition. So I'm excited to see how they fare against a lot of these tournament mainstays.
Right, so they're going to be facing Dini Crippler from Italy. Again, don't believe what you see, but Yang Hakumen? Now there's a team that packs a punch. I'll pack my bags and go to the pun corner, I'm sorry. But anyway, playing 24 matches, coming in with a 75% win rate. Excited to see them, especially into Naoto K. If that is what we're going to see at all, because having looked through some of these players' profiles, a lot of them have separate teams. And that's the thing, when you get into this high-level gameplay, a lot of these players have different characters for different situations. So they could play, and here we are, Makoto Mika? What in the world?
Oh, I love the flavor. Okay, that is out of left field. Makoto doesn't get a lot of play. Makoto is not considered anything amazing, but watch out because she can surprise you. But Dynacrypt are going sticking to their guns. It's gonna have the ability to punch with Yang, has Hakumen damage on the back end, but the first CC sandwich coming to Retro Monkey. I don't want to see how this plays out because I know Mika is honestly not super high played, but a strong character. She has a lot of mobility, she's got like a nice command grab, she has the ability to blow through projectiles and close the gap extremely well. And a lot of damage already coming up from Retro Monkey.
And actually with Makoto has a lot of, gravitational pulls that she can just set up on the screen. Unfortunately, that's the end of Mika, and I don't know how she plays into Hakumen. I mean, okay, just punch them. That's fine. That's a thing that we can do.
Immediate super effort resonance. I like that.
I mean, that is
going in.
Definitely an answer. I mean, the thing with Makoto too is that due to a lot of her moves, she can change her jump arc pretty significantly and throw off the moveset of the opposite player. Unfortunately, getting caught here. Dini going ahead and opting to put in that cross combo. Let's see how much damage this does.
And didn't opt to go for a little bit more, but found the overhead. Oh my gosh. Like 13k off of that sequence. And then right into a setup. That is this team. This team is damage on damage on damage. Yang to break in and bust through the defense. And then you put out Hakumen, who's going to have like the high-low mix-up. And then I love seeing their defense too. Because the Makoto was trying to get a little sneaky. Like you saw like a jump C happen where she drops down with her tail. Dini blocked it. Got the anti-air because Makoto bounces off, and that just gave him the momentum to seal that. So it looks like Dini Crippler is ready for the matchup.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which is good because with a team like Makoto Mika, that could definitely put you on the mental back foot when you're not expecting that. But it doesn't seem to have stopped Dini at all. Just getting tons of punches in with Yang. Interesting choice, but it worked.
Monkey going for the reversals, getting a lot of hits though. Opted to try to go for a lot of burst bait in some of those, but still had a lot of damage on the Yang. So forced to swap out. Now we gotta be careful though, because Makoto is bleeding right now.
Yeah, and we saw. Oh my goodness. I was gonna say we saw in the last match that Mika didn't really get a big chance to play because she got taken out early and was about to suffer the same fate right there that Makoto just did.
Oh, the Yukikase, the call out after the resonance. I love that from Dini Crippler. It's such a good character to blow up disrespect. Because it's the second time we saw Retro Monkey Sage go for resonance into something. It wasn't resonance block, it was resonance, it's my turn. But then Dini Crippler just turned that around. The counter super from Hakumen just slicing through the screen. Oh man, Dini Crippler is reading him like a book right now.
Yeah, I'm curious that Retro Monkey chose to stay with this team because I don't feel like they're getting the foothold they need. to make any significant progress in the match. So with Dynie being up 2-0, that would typically be where we'd see that switch happen, but let's see if Monkey has something up their sleeve.
Never count a Monkey out. He's been getting some solid hits, been getting some damage, just hasn't been able to seal the deal on a character. Nice mix-up. Okay, and then, yes, I like that. Getting the burst punish, using the upper body invincibility on Makoto. And here comes that big damage. All right, Retro Monkey looking sharp here.
Yeah, I love seeing these combos from Mika. They look so cool, and they do a lot of damage in return. So now, Dynie bringing Yang in, gonna go into Semblance. Let's see what he's got here. I like the use of the Hakumen assist to try and just create a little bit of this pressure. Has enough meter to do 2 supers, but chose not to. Baited out a DP, and Mika is off the table.
You saw like Dynie Cripple just waited for so long on that reversal. Called it out, got the damage. Oh, the counter hit!
Oh, that was beautiful.
Sent her to the moon. Felt like Retro Monkey was gonna press again another huge counter hit out of Dynie Crippler, and that was just so much damage in like 2 seconds, erasing Makoto from the screen. Oh, Dynie Crippler looked so good there and took that set 3-0. That was insane.
And the thing that's so crazy to me is that Hakumen is a slow character, moves very slowly across the screen. It didn't look like that movement was a hindrance to Dynie at all. Just the jumps that he was able to get, and that, I can't wait to see the replay, honestly, because that last match with, I mean, look at the air movement from Hakumen here, just moving across the screen, creating so much pressure. This is just our first match, and the damage is insane, and with the Yang, and this was the one that was 11.9. That's just disgusting.
Into the setup and all that, and there you see like the first counter getting huge damage on that, taking out the character, and you're gonna see like what happens when they bring back Mika. That's just like Dynie Crippler just switch out Hakumen. Oh, here's your resonance? Cool. Bam!
Not anymore. Look at that. That was so smart too, to take advantage of the timing on that. So here's another one, Yang's in Semblance. Look at that bait, he just waited for so long.
And then like the kick here at the end. It's like, I know you're gonna jump, I have some damage on you, and as soon as they tech, BAM! Oh my gosh.
God, that was just as good the second time as it was the first.
That was fun. So Dynie Crippler makes it to the next round in the upper bracket, where they will face Lolaire. And now Retro Monkey Sage has to face Dutchy in an elimination match in the lower bracket. But that is your updated bracket after our first round of play.
Oh, this is getting, I mean, I can't even say it was heating up. It was like full blue flames the minute we rocked in here, and now it's just add more fuel to the fire, because this is getting ridiculous.
It's been crazy, and I'm living for it. And if y'all want to get part of the craziness, again, check out compete.playstation.com. Sign up for the weekly events. To make it to the monthly finals, you have to qualify from the weekly tournaments happening every week through the month of April. Have some fun, play in the events, qualify for the finals, and try to make it to this top 8 and just be a part of this amazing show and show us what you got, because I want to see more of all of EU.
For sure. I mean, we've already seen some great things, and there's something about seeing new players crack into the top 8 that just brings a whole new freshness to the scene. So if you think you can do that, sign up, because we'd love to see you.
Oh, for sure. But for now, we're going to cool off just a little bit, but we will be right back with some more upper bracket action here at the PlayStation 4 Open Series. So do not leave this channel, and we'll be right back.